Hey, remember that series I started where I hadn't seen films in a certain genre and thought, why not I watch them and give my initial reactions on camera? That lasted one episode. Here's episode 2. So yes, I did a video once called Horror Films I Have Never Seen. And in it, I read off a list and told you about the horror films on that list that I haven't seen. The first one was alright, A Quiet Place. The second one, It Follows. Now looking back at the trailer for It Follows, I'm surprised I never got around to watching it. It's original and I love original ideas. So, how about we sit down and we watch It Follows. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Just like I did before, with the film set up, I'll let you know about my initial response. But it's an interesting idea, It Follows. You know, you've got this sex demon. If you catch it, don't let it touch you, I think. Well, don't let it catch up to you. I think you just walk slowly or some bollocks. I gotta watch it to find out more about it. So, yeah, I have never seen It Follows. Until now. That is not how you do yoga. Okay, I have finally seen It Follows, and to be honest, it was good. It was shot great. The music I liked. The acting was good. If I was going to look at it on a broader scale, I'd say, okay, I can't keep it up anymore. It is Halloween. Not in concept, but the music, the way it's shot. There's been inspired by a film, and then there's pretty much just looking shot by shot as Halloween. You know, it's inspired by the old horror film cliches. You've got a little bit of Nightmare on Elm Street in there, but majority of it is shot like Halloween was. And I mean the original Halloween. I mean, that doesn't say it's not a good film, but I was hooked at an original concept, and it wasn't shot originally. Like I said, there's been inspired, but then there's... I'm just sat there through the entire thing going, this looks a lot like Halloween. But now I'm literally left wondering, is there a way to beat this thing? And I think there is. The way they tried to do it in the film did not make sense. She'd already seen that. She'd shot it in, let's say, the neck. It stunned it for a bit and then got back up. So the idea was that they were going to electrocute it in a swimming pool. I guess that could have worked, but if you get shot in the neck and it still comes after you, I mean, I don't think this sex demon's going to stop and get a plaster on his neck. So I kind of think it's maybe immortal. Is there a way to stop it? I think so. If all the people that contracted the sex demon disease dies of natural causes, then I don't think it would get to where it originally started from. Let's call this section How I Would Beat the Sex Demon in It Follows. Lock it somewhere. Seriously. We've seen that this thing can change forms. Okay, it went from the tall guy that kicked the door and then transformed into the young boy so that it could crawl through the crawl space. Where it was left when they kicked the hole in. So this thing is a physical thing. They were managed to throw the blanket over, so it is a actual physical being that reacts to its surroundings. Fair enough. I know a lot of people hold on to the fact that it is a physical being and it has to follow its surroundings. That's why it had to kick the door in. But I think that changes depending on if it's in eyesight of someone that's got it. And let me just explain. First time she starts to realise this shit is with the old woman following her at the school. We see her through the window. She runs out of the classroom into the corridor, where it then follows her from where she walked from. Here's my problem. If this thing reacts to its surroundings, how did it get through the window and the classroom and then walk out the classroom door? Because I'm assuming that it's literally just walk around the corner, there's the classroom. Otherwise she'd have just walked out of that exit. if you were going to capture it, it needed to be held somewhere that it can't break through something, it can't squeeze through something, so the holes have to be minute. It has to be a living thing. So, what form would it take? Well, obviously it has to be like either an adult, either a child, maybe a baby it can crawl through, but I don't think it would ever turn into a sperm sample that can just crawl through everything. So it needed to be held in somewhere that's visible by someone who's contracted the sex demon thing. Group of 7, so that they take a day each, they'd rota to watch this thing, they watch it, they capture it in a cage with small holes, thick poles but small holes, and then they rotor it like that. I know one person said online that you'd spray paint it then walk into the police station, but as I said, this thing is slow but not dumb. So if you're going to do something, I generally think it would have to be, if you were going to go to the spray painting thing, then yeah, you'd spray paint it so people could see it, but you don't know the plan, because I think it knows your thoughts and can kind of think around it. So I think the sex demon, that's what I'm calling it, but I generally think if you spray paint it and then you don't know the rest of the plan, so that when everyone else can see it, they can then trap it and it's now held in something, I think that might work. They said it's slow, but I'm sure at one point it ran. Am I wrong there? I'm sure at one point but okay. If I was going to give you a quick overall score of it, okay, if we take the rejected way of it, I would say story, it's original, it sounds interesting, it could be twisted in so many ways, and I'd give it a 3. Execution, there's inspiration and then there's flat out copying. It's shot fine, the acting's fine, everything's fine, but I have to downgrade it because I watch it and I see Halloween. I can't help it. I watch it, I see Halloween. And for execution, I think it gets a 2 because of that. There's being inspired by it, and then there's literally just I'm watching Halloween in most of these shots. I'm sorry, that's the way it comes off. It does get a 5, which isn't bad. I wanted to give it higher. I wanted to give it a 2.5, so we get a 5.5, but I couldn't because, again. So yes, I'm going to try and keep Never Seen going on, watching more and more and more of the stuff I said I would watch. After all, do I know what's coming next? Nope. Should I know what's coming next? Probably. Am I going to find out? I will when I get round to doing the next episode of Never Seen. But I have finally seen It Follows, and to be honest, it's alright. Wonder what I'm watching next. I can find out.